Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your man Daniel from Beyond the Box Gardens. We are out here because it is March 19th, 2026. Tomorrow is the first day of the spring season. As you can see, I got some things up my nose. Those are called filters. Those are technically mouthpiece filters which I used to smoke the ganja, but I no longer use because I just vape now. I don't combust. But they also make for really good filters for pollen, because I am deathly allergic to basically everything that's blooming right now. Cherry blossoms, fir trees, whatever is blooming, I'm allergic to it. So this is the reason, the only way I'm out here is because I got these things up my nose. So I wanted to kind of go through really quickly with you guys a little bit of what I have going. As you can see, this is the winter backyard. It is messy, it is dirty, it is not pretty, and it is not fit for YouTube. But guess what? I don't give a shit, because I am practicing. I'm going to be practicing being authentic and not making everything shiny and pretty for your consumption and for the algorithm. This is what gardening actually looks like. It's messy, it's dirty. It's not pretty. It's not all put together and dainty, whatever. What we're doing is we're working with nature to make stuff grow. That's how you get longevity. You don't farm, build, and construct and control everything so much to where you are now responsible for every little bit of nutrients that the plants are getting. You're using worms. You're using pill bugs. You're using ants to do a lot of the work for you in the garden and in the ground and with the soil. All this stuff was growing over the winter time, as you can see, and all of it pretty soon I'm going to chop it all down, mulch it all up, and it's going to go right back down into the ground for the bacteria and bugs to eat and make me more soil. I'm also doing something called in-ground composting. As you can see here, we got some leaf beds. Underneath this leaf bed are all the plants that were here last year. They've been mulched up, dug down, as well as a bunch of compost and food material, as well as here and over there. That's where all the tomatoes went as well. And I also did a bunch of in-ground composting here. This is why this grew so much, because there's a ton of biological mass in the ground here that's still being broken down. And I'm also feeding my worm population. I'm feeding my microfauna population. You can see here we had some rutabagas, we had some carrots and some beets. They did all right. We harvested a few of the rutabagas. It's interesting because I don't think that they're done yet. As it's starting to get warmer, I'm starting to see more and more growth over here on the rutabagas. I may see some growth here on the carrots. I don't know if they're going to bolt. And then the beets here, they're still like they're actually coming back. But I don't know. So we'll see what happens. We may have to dig that up. And because I have more compost that I need to put down. And then, of course, over here, this is where the peppers were last year. I'm definitely going to dig this up and put some in-ground composting here. So I wanted to show a couple things that I've been doing, because I had all this soil that I wanted to use. But it wasn't great soil because, like I said, I have these bags. You can see I have a bag here. I have some potters over here. All that's going to get sifted, as well as some this stuff over here. All those pots are going to get sifted down through my sifter. I just built this and finished this the other day. It's a Johnson sifter. It's a big sifter because I'm putting a lot of throughput through this. And I needed something strong and large enough to put some volume through. So me and my son sifted a couple bags yesterday, and we sifted down to this beautiful, beautiful soil. And I have it under this tent here because I don't want it to get rained in again. Because we did a lot of siftings to get all the wood chips out, all those thick roots, to put down or put into our compost. But all this stuff is ready to go. This soil is probably 3 years aged at this point. Last year, it did a lot more aging because it was growing things out here. But sifted that good soil down and pulled out all of these wood chips. These wood chips were breaking down in that soil. And what we can do now is use these wood chips as a top mulch so that when we put our plants down into our soil, because what we're going to do over here, we're going to peel this back a little bit. You see underneath the beautiful soil, the beautiful dirt. And then we're going to put the plant down right here on top. Maybe dig down a little bit. Maybe. Plant our plant. Put our soil around it. Put our mulch around it. And it's going to be good to go. And that's what we do. Low waste, no waste. We use everything that we have. And this year is going to be a phenomenal year for gardening. Now, I'm not going to talk for too much longer because I know people don't have that much of an attention span. And I don't really care to talk that much more. There really isn't that much when you talk about for gardening. There's not that much to talk about. If you're doing it right, you don't have to talk that much. People I've seen on like no-till gardeners, these different very high-level instructional gardening YouTubers. But people will be talking about, okay, what about gypsum? How do I get gypsum? How do I get, all these different micro minerals and da-da-da-da-da. You don't need to know all that. You yourself are not the decomposer. You yourself are not a part of the microfauna system. But all you need to know is, in order to get that microbiology, those microorganisms, those worms, nematodes, and everything popping and moving and multiplying, is what they eat, and they eat decaying organic matter. And whenever they are eating that and they're creating their waste, that's all the stuff that you need. You don't have to know all of that 1,253 micro elements that go into a plant. All you need to know is how to support the ecosystem. And that's what I'm here to try and teach you guys and show you guys, is that it's a lot easier than people make it out to be. And I'm trying to show up now in a way that is much less, super specific, and show you how to garden with the environment and not have to control every single thing that goes into your input, because that's the quick way to burn out. It's way more fun and way more interesting to set the thing in motion and watch it progress than it is to try and add every single individual mineral element in order to get your plants to grow. Plants, animals, all these things work together, and we are here as gardeners to support that function, not to control it. Anyway, that's it for now. I wanted to show you guys that a little bit. Not a long video. I'm going to try to make these things a lot shorter. And we have a lot of things going on this year. We'll be growing, we'll be growing tomatoes. We got a plot, a 20 by 20, so 400 square foot plot. To grow our potatoes. I didn't want to grow over here. As you can see, I'm doing my in-ground composting. I cannot disturb the under layers of that layered system that I set up over here and over here. Because if I do, well, you plant potatoes, they're going to grow in the ground. And then you have to dig them up. I don't want any of this dug up. All this is going to decompose the microflora and fauna systems, the mycorrhizae, all the little creatures are going to be under there, and they're going to flourish. And the moment that you start digging things up, the moment you start killing that system. So that's why we're doing the potatoes, the plot. But here we're going to be doing tomatoes, squash, butternut squash, peas, beans, beets, carrots. We may throw we got broccoli coming. We're going to be doing more collard green. You can see my collard greens going here that still haven't died. We're going to be doing more kale. We're going to be doing a lot of cool things this summer, and I'm really excited for it. And I hope you guys will join me. Until then, Beyond the Box Gardens out.